Grimm, a Republican from New York, and he joins us now from Capitol Hill. Congressman, thank you for being on New Day.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so do I have it right? What are you saying you would do here in terms of helping to get the government out of the shutdown?
Well, one, play a leadership role in putting together a bunch of pragmatic members to try to come up with a solution to this, which at this point there's no easy solution. Both sides have dug in. The Democrat side won't discuss anything at all. They won't even have a discussion. Republicans are now in a position where they don't want to cave in because it sets a bad precedent that the Senate would be, somewhat dictating how the House runs. So it is untenable. That's why I think we're going to need a coalition of members to finally say, listen, the most important thing here are those people that aren't going to work today, that have bills to pay, that can barely make ends meet, those that have small children, they don't know what to tell them. That's what's important here, the American people, not our egos, not our poll numbers. All of that is completely irrelevant. We need to put our country first and take care of those that have been taking care of us. And there is no such thing as a non-essential employee. I was started in the government as a GS5, making $30-something thousand a year. I'd hate to think that what I did for the government wasn't essential. So I want to say to all those people, you are essential to me. If anyone's not essential, it's the U.S. Congress.
Strong words from a congressman. Let me ask you, is there a feeling within your party that's growing that, hey, we overplayed this, we pushed it too far, the shutdown was too heavy for what we wanted to achieve politically?
Well, I think there's been a group of us from the beginning that said from day one, we do not want to shut down. Are we frustrated? Absolutely. This has been brewing for over 3 years, and there's two parts to this. Okay, and this is really being lost with so much chatter. The true message hasn't been here. There's two problems. Number one, within my own conference, obviously everyone knows we have a far-right faction that we have to deal with and we have to unify. So that's one challenge for the Republican Party. But on the other side, the Democrats, for over 3 years now, and Harry Reid have really not had active listening sessions. They haven't really sat down and discussed some of the bigger issues of budgets and so on. It's not just Obamacare. As we face the debt ceiling, there are some major budget concerns that have been tabled by the Senate over and over again.
Right.
And we do have to sit down and have a real adult conversation about that. And they haven't been doing that. So I think that it's frustration on the Republican side, but there's enough blame to go around here. The other thing is the president. The president now needs to stop giving speeches and taking sides at all. He needs to lead. He needs to sit down and say, okay, leaders of the House, the Senate, on both sides of the aisle need to come to the White House. Let's sit down and have a grown-up discussion. And he hasn't done that yet. So I'm a little disappointed in the lack of leadership all the way around.
All right, but let's get back to what you can do in your party because, to help steer this in a different direction. Do you think you'll get a chance to vote on a bill that funds the government and then you deal with Obamacare down the road or in some other way? Do you think the Speaker will put up a vote like that? Because the word is that he didn't the night before the shutdown. Do you think you'll get the chance?
Well, I certainly hope so, and that's our goal. My goal is to work with members like Peter King and others to put a coalition together. Charlie Dent has been at the forefront of this as well, to work with members like that, to get enough members to go to leadership and say, listen, this is where we think we should go and this is our strategy. But all we can do is try. I'm willing to do that, and there are many members that are going to make that push. But there are other opportunities here. When the Senate says they won't discuss anything at all, listen, we know we're right on top of the debt ceiling vote. There is a strong possibility, if they were willing to at least sit down and listen to us, that we could put a package together to solve all of these problems at once. So we can get the government funded, stop this shutdown, and also deal with the debt ceiling so that we don't have another crisis a week or two away from now. That's the type of leadership this country needs and deserves. That's the type of leadership the people that are out of work right now are expecting, and that's what we're going to try to do.